Things were said, and I was told that he never wanted to be with me again. But like you said, if I was happily married, I wouldn't be checking to see if he texted me. He reached out and he told me, "Today I want to talk about making a decision and sticking to the decision that you made. You could not want a life together unless a reality existed where you guys are in life together. This also applies to being wealthy, healthy, having a successful business, career, getting a promotion. Anything that you truly want in your heart and soul is there for you. It's already existing. I want to share something that one of my clients just emailed me her progress with her Mirasol. I recently shared another video about her, but this is now directly from her. I also want to share something that this is a perfect example of something that I just went through over this past weekend with a second car that I had manifested. I have manifested now two of my dream cars. This one was being delivered to me on Saturday. Something, I shared this with you guys, something happened and I didn't accept it in the 3D. I want to share what I did and then what I did internally in my mind and then what ended up happening because it was instant results. And I thought it was really funny because I was in the middle of meditating and then I looked at my phone and I saw something. So before I get further into this, if you do love me and my content, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me grow. If you want me to be your coach to help you manifest anything related to your true love specific person, mirror soul, email a short description to kim@coreunion.com. Book either a single session or a package. I'm just looking at my little girl Bella there. And then my scheduling assistant will get back to you with my next available session. Hold on one second. Little girl, hey, get down. Good girl. What a good girl. You said you good girl. Sorry about that. So anyway, let me go ahead and read this. And I know that it will help a lot of you. Hi, Kim. My SP and I have been together for 3 years. We were introduced to each other by mutual friends and family, and we quickly realized we are one person. We like the same things, and when we're together, we don't have to try to have conversations. Everything just naturally flows. Just like most people, when they start a relationship, it's usually hot, and then it starts to get hot and cold because of insecurities. The end of last year to the first few months of this year, my SP and I had a tough time, and we had to go into separation. Things were said, and I was told that he never wanted to be with me again. Fast forward, I reached out to you and we started coaching. I had a tough time and I didn't know that I could pull this off. But one day I decided to go all in. I also started reading Neville Goddard lectures along with your coaching. So this helped me a lot. How my specific person and I got back together. We ended up going to the same party and I had no idea that he was going to go there. And then he came back to me the next day. He reached out and he told me how it was so wonderful to see me. Ever since that, I can't count how much quality time we've been spending together. But what I was struggling with before the last session was how communication wasn't what I wanted it to be. But like you said, if I was happily married, I wouldn't be checking to see if he texted me. By the way, we text almost every day now, but when we are in fear, we can't even see when our person is showing up for us. The more we talked about it, she realized that she actually does get a lot of consistent communication by text. In fact, she saw that one of their text exchanges were like 100 text messages going back and forth. So anyway, for anyone who is struggling, I encourage you to read Neville daily if you can. Print the Pearl of Great Price and read it when you need to come back. I think what also helped was revising. I swear, I didn't even know I was really going to pull this off. You don't want to consume too much of anything. You want to basically wake up, remind yourself of the oneness with God, universe, source, infinite intelligence, that you are divine perfection, having a human experience. Remind yourself of that power that you have. Surrender early on. So the car that I just got delivered to me, today is Monday. I originally came on and I shared how I manifested it. They said that I would have it delivered. At first, they said possibly Friday, if not Saturday. I got a phone call On Friday, I had reached out asking for tracking information. I got a phone call that basically said that they weren't going to be able to come in and deliver it until today. I basically said, in essence, I hear what you're telling me. I know that it is possible for you to get this car to me in the time that it was promised. The second person that I spoke to, he basically said how sorry he was. He said, I know that you trusted me with this. I earned your business and I didn't follow through with what you deserve. So on Monday, you're going to get the car after work, but I am also going to refund you in probably a few $100s. And I said, I'm not interested in the money. I'm interested in only receiving the car when I was promised. And I know that it is possible for the car to get to me. I believe that this can be figured out. Again, he gave me all these reasons why it couldn't. And I said, I understand intellectually what you're telling me, but I do believe that there is a way that I will get this car tomorrow, which was Saturday. Immediately, as soon as I hung up the phone, I reminded myself, and this is what I've done with everything that I've manifested in my life, and I've been manifesting for decades. The reality exists where I received the car on time when I expected it. The reality is existing right now. I'm still going to get this car on Saturday. Then I went within, I took some deep breaths in when I did my inner work, and I put myself energetically that it was Saturday. The truck pulled up and I saw the car getting taken down. And then it was in my driveway and I was inspecting it. I fast forwarded to Monday, which is now today, and I imagined myself getting up and getting ready to film and see my clients, and that I looked in my garage and the car was already there. That's what I did. Anytime when a little bit of my ego got to me, I continued to consistently say, no, I have the car. No, I got the car in time. I got the car in time. Saturday morning came. I didn't hear anything back. A little part of me, I literally said, it doesn't matter. I got the car in time. I took a deep breath in and out a few times. Then I did my inner work as usual. Around, I want to say it was around 10:30 in the morning, after coming out of my meditation, I looked at my phone, not to search for evidence. I just looked on my phone for whatever reason, and I see missed calls and a text message, and it basically says the driver is going to be there in 20 minutes. So I called them right away. I said, I have to do my hair and everything. I'll be ready for him. I rushed. I got done. I look out. I see the truck pull up exactly how I saw in my imagination. I went downstairs. It was exactly how I imagined it. So remember, you are choosing the reality. You're making the decision, which means you're cutting off all other options and you're staying aligned with that reality. It is a choice. It's a decision. Affirm down below, I've received this message, and insert whatever you want specifically with you and your mirror soul. I love you so much. I intend that this video helped. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.